Well, hello everyone. My name is Zach, and today I'm going to be telling you about something that is very controversial in today's world. It leads to a lot of emotions because so many people are affected by this, and that is gun control, whether it's good or bad. Now, first, we need to know what gun control is. And to know what gun control is, you have to have a little reason why they want to enforce it to begin with. There's been a lot of gun violence that's been going on in today's world, like from the shootings in Paris to shootings at schools. So much lives have been hurt because of these shootings, and people in office like the president, Congress, and government officials are saying that Americans do not need to own guns because Americans are the reason why this is happening. But they think if Americans do not have guns, it will stop these mass shootings and cut down on gun violence. Is it good or bad for America? Well, the problem of taking guns away from Americans is that most Americans that cause these shootings do not have a legal gun to begin with. They either steal it from somebody that has the ability to get it, or they buy it off the streets, get it from somebody, and cause these shootings. They're just taking guns away from law-abiding citizens that have the legal right to own them. Like, these are people that went to classes to get permits. It's just, all they're doing is just taking away from the citizens and letting the criminals still have their guns, because criminals are not going to give their guns away. They're just going to keep their guns, and they're going to keep doing horrible things like robbing stores, robbing people's houses, shooting people. It's just, that's why I'm going to argue that only law-abiding citizens should be able to own guns. And what gives us the right to own guns is the Constitution and the Second Amendment. The Second Amendment is the right to bear arms. And in the Constitution it says, a well-regarded militia being necessary to the security of a free state, the right of the people to keep and bear arms should not be invalidated. And what this is saying is, the Constitution is saying we as Americans have the right to own guns. It doesn't give us the right. People in office can't say we don't have a right, because one of the amendments that built this country the way it is today, a great country, its Second Amendment is saying that we have the right to own guns. And guns can be used for many different reasons, like protection. Say somebody tries to break in your house and you're home alone with your wife and your kids. And most people today, they don't care if you're home or not. They're coming in there and they're going to hurt you. What are you going to have? Like a knife against a gun? It's just like, no. But a gun against a gun, you have a chance to protect yourself and your family. You could save someone's life. Like, say someone was held up at gunpoint, or like police officers do. Sometimes they have to make that split-second decision, but that split-second decision saves people's lives. And you can protect yourself. Like most people going down from the streets, or just walking down, you never know if you get mugged or not. And you might get to a point where you have to protect yourself. Like most people that do this have guns. And guns are what's great for protection, but there's more reasons to own a gun. Like, people use it to collect as a hobby. Like, there's plenty of people that go from cross country to gun shows just to look at guns, and they can meet new people. Like, this is how friends are made, because friends that share a passion for something like gun collecting, like they want to have the next 12 gauge or something like, or a rifle to hunt with, and that's how they make friends. And also, they are used for target practicing, like sports shooting. Like, people go to shooting competitions and they hunt game. Like, for an example, this right here, target, people like to shoot targets like this all the time, and that's real fun. Like, people like to shoot stuff. They're not going to shoot people. They don't want to do that. They want to shoot stuff. They want to shoot targets. They want to hunt game. Because see, people, like for example, this picture right here, this man is shooting targets, clay targets, and that's just his fun. And people use it to hunt, guns to hunt too. Like, a lot of people don't like going to the grocery store. So they like to hunt for their own food, or they hunt for the fun of it. Like they like to hunt game like deer or turkey. It's just that's how they want to spend their time. And there's nothing wrong with that, because there's a lot of deer out and there's a lot of turkey out. But something funny is that the media does not like to report on only likes to report on gun violence. They don't report on how guns save people's lives. Like, say for an example, somebody were to shoot up somewhere, you're going to be hearing about it all the time. But let's just say a police officer saved somebody's life because he had to make that split-second decision to shoot somebody, to save somebody else's life, like save a 2-year-old girl's life. No one's going to report on that. They're going to report on the tragedy and media's going to on the tragedy, not how somebody saved somebody else's life. Why gun control is bad. As much as the media tells us about gun violence, they don't talk about gun safety. Like, there are accidents every day that happen because of gun accidents that happen across the world today. Like somebody accidentally shoots somebody because they don't know about gun safety. The media is biased because they want gun control to happen and be a real thing. They want to convince us that if you own a gun, that will cause a lot of violence. But there's one interesting point that they will not report. Researchers have shown that increasing gun ownership saves lives. Like they want to tell you about how guns kill people and how stupid people kill people with guns, but they don't want to tell us about how guns save people's lives. Like, for an example, ABC's Good Morning America programs can spend 77,000 words discussing gun crimes. Why not discuss gun safety? That can help cut down a lot of gun accidents, and I can teach a lot of people about gun safety and why gun safety is a big thing. People can take gun safety classes. There should be more focus on gun safety because offering classes can help people be more responsible and gun owners. And they can teach people, for example, about how always keeping the gun pointed in a safe direction away from people to cut down on accidents. Always keep your finger off the trigger until you're ready to shoot. And always keep the gun unloaded until ready to be used. Like, they don't want to... If a lot of people learn about that stuff, gun violence will probably go down a lot. In conclusion, there's plenty of evidence that law-abiding citizens should have the right to own guns. But because of people who cause these tragedies make gun control look good. It is interesting that the media only reports the violence but not promoting gun safety. This is why I'm a strong believer in the right to bear arms. And I truly hope that you feel the same way too. And hopefully my points can change or make this topic look like in a different light to you. And here's my references. And you guys have a good one.